The Discovery. Commander Yarrick stood at the helm of the Elysium, his gaze fixed on the holographic display flickering before him. The vastness of space stretched infinitely in every direction, but it was the third planet in this unassuming solar system that had captured his attention. Earth, a planet teeming with life and potential, yet largely overlooked by the Galactic Alliance due to its primitive technological status. Commander, Analyst Lyra's voice broke through his thoughts. We're picking up unusual energy signatures from one of Earth's moons. Yarrick turned to her, intrigued. What kind of signatures? Stronger than anything we've detected from this system before, she replied, her crystalline eyes sparkling with curiosity. It appears they have established some sort of operation there. Engineer Tuvok leaned closer to the console, his tentacles twitching with excitement. We should investigate immediately. If they've managed to harness energy at such levels without our knowledge. Agreed, Yarrick said decisively. Prepare for a closer examination of that moon. As they approached the moon, a sprawling facility came into view, an intricate network of structures and machines working in harmony across its surface. The sight was astonishing. It was far more advanced than anything they had anticipated from a species still developing its spacefaring capabilities. Magnify, Yarrick commanded. The display zoomed in on an automated mining unit, bulky and unrefined compared to Confederation standards, but it operated with an efficiency that left them speechless. Instead of relying on massive energy beams or complex machinery, this unit employed what appeared to be simple mechanical drills that transformed solid rock into refined materials with remarkable precision. What sorcery is this? Lyra whispered in disbelief. Tuvok adjusted his sensors for a clearer readout. The energy consumption is minimal. This doesn't align with our understanding of resource extraction. Yarrick felt a ripple of excitement mixed with apprehension coursing through him. Run a full analysis on those machines, he ordered. Hours passed as they observed the human machines at work, each revelation more astounding than the last. The humans had developed a closed-loop system for mining and processing materials, no waste, no inefficiencies, a feat that challenged everything Yarrick believed about technological progress. Sir, Lyra said cautiously as she reviewed her data. These machines are operating on principles we don't fully comprehend. Yarrick nodded slowly, his mind racing with possibilities and implications. The Confederation had always viewed technological advancement as a linear progression, yet here were these humans, seemingly defying all logic and expectation. We need to make contact, he declared suddenly. Lyra's eyes widened in surprise. But Commander, our mission was to observe and report back. We can't just reveal ourselves. Things have changed, Yarrick replied firmly. We're not dealing with primitive technology anymore, we're facing innovation beyond our understanding. As they prepared their communication array for first contact, Yarrick reflected on how quickly certainty could transform into humility. They had come to study what they assumed would be rudimentary human technology. Instead, they were about to initiate diplomatic contact with a species that had achieved something remarkable right under their noses. The array hummed to life as they sent out their message, a simple greeting meant to establish communication without alarming them. Do you think they'll respond positively? Lyra asked nervously. I hope so, Yarrick replied quietly, glancing back at the display where human machines continued their work seamlessly. Because I suspect we have much more to learn from them than they do from us. Just then, a face appeared on their screen, an unexpected sight that took them all by surprise. Instead of fear or confusion at an alien vessel hovering nearby, a human woman smiled warmly at them through the translator device. Welcome. I'm Director Eliana, she said cheerfully. We've been expecting you. Yarrick exchanged glances with Lyra and Tuvok. This was not what he had anticipated at all. Expecting us, he echoed incredulously. Eliana chuckled lightly as if amused by their confusion. Yes. We've been monitoring your ship for quite some time now and were wondering when you'd make your presence known. Yarrick felt his heart race as he processed her words. This was not just a chance encounter, it seemed like humanity was more aware of interstellar affairs than they had initially believed. "Please," Eliana continued, her tone inviting yet confident, "come down for a tour of our facility." The invitation hung in the air like an unspoken challenge, one that promised both enlightenment and potential danger as they prepared to descend onto this alien world where nothing was as it seemed. The invitation. As the Elysium docked smoothly at Bay 3 of the lunar facility, Commander Yarrick felt a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. The human technology they had observed from orbit was astonishing, but the unknowns that lay ahead were equally daunting. He glanced at his crew, Analyst Lyra, her eyes wide with curiosity, and Engineer Tuvok, who was nervously adjusting his tools. "Stay alert," Yarrick instructed as they exited the ship. "We don't know what to expect." The airlock hissed open, revealing Director Eliana standing with two other humans, Chief Engineer Marcus Wong and Colonel Maria Rodriguez. Eliana's smile was warm, yet Yarrick sensed an underlying confidence that made him cautious. "Welcome aboard," Eliana said cheerfully. "We've been looking forward to this visit. I hope your journey was comfortable." "It was," Yarrick replied, maintaining his composure. "Thank you for your hospitality." As they stepped into the facility, Yarrick marveled at the spacious corridors adorned with sleek metallic panels that seemed both functional and decorative. The lighting was soft yet sufficient, casting a welcoming glow over everything. But as they walked, he couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this place than met the eye. "Let me show you our primary extraction facility," Eliana said, leading them through a series of interconnected rooms. "You'll find our operations quite fascinating." As they entered the extraction area, Yarrick's breath caught in his throat. The automated mining units were larger than he had anticipated, their mechanical arms moving with precision and grace. They were nothing like the clunky machines he had imagined, these devices were streamlined and efficient. "Observe how they operate," Eliana continued, her enthusiasm palpable. "Each unit is designed to maximize resource extraction while minimizing energy consumption." Tuvok leaned closer to one of the units, his tentacles twitching in excitement. "How do they achieve such efficiency?" he asked. "We've developed a unique approach," Marcus explained, stepping forward. "Instead of using brute force, we leverage the properties of the materials we're working with to enhance their behavior during extraction." Yarrick exchanged glances with Lyra. This was not just a simple mining operation, it was a sophisticated system that challenged everything they knew about resource management. As they continued the tour, Yarrick noticed something odd. The humans spoke freely about their technology, explaining complex processes without hesitation. It felt almost too easy, too transparent. "Commander," Lyra whispered during a brief pause in their exploration. "I've been analyzing the energy signatures from these machines. They're far higher than what's being utilized here." Yarrick nodded thoughtfully. "I've sensed it too. They're hiding something significant." Just then, Eliana called for a brief intermission in their tour due to an urgent matter requiring her attention elsewhere. She left them in the capable hands of Marcus and Colonel Rodriguez. As soon as she departed, Yarrick signaled Tuvok and Lyra to prepare for a discreet investigation of their surroundings. "Now's our chance," Tuvok said quietly as he activated a small device designed to create temporary blind spots in security systems. Colonel Rodriguez's expression remained calm as she observed them with keen interest. "You know," she said casually, "most species try to steal our tech at least once during these visits. It's practically a rite of passage." Yarrick felt a chill run down his spine as he realized that Rodriguez was fully aware of their intentions. The walls around them hummed with contained energy, a warning sign that they had underestimated human ingenuity once again. "What do you mean by that?" Yarrick asked cautiously. Wong chuckled lightly but didn't answer directly. Instead, he gestured toward one of the panels lining the corridor. "Everyone focuses on our big machines, the obvious technology, but nobody ever asks about the little things. Yarrick narrowed his eyes at Wong's nonchalant demeanor. There was an air of confidence about him that suggested he knew more than he let on. Before Yarrick could respond further, Rodriguez smiled knowingly and added, "You'll find that our greatest innovations often lie beneath the surface, literally." At that moment, Yarrick realized that what he had initially perceived as simple decor might be something much more complex, a layer of technology cleverly concealed from their view. "Commander," Lyra murmured urgently as she reviewed her readings again. "The energy signatures are fluctuating wildly now. They're not just hiding something, they're actively manipulating their environment." The realization hit Yarrick like a wave. This facility was not merely a mining operation, it was a fortress equipped with advanced defensive technologies designed to protect its secrets. Just then, Eliana returned with an apologetic smile on her face but an unmistakable glint in her eyes. "I'm sorry for leaving you momentarily, we had a minor situation to resolve." Yarrick maintained his composure but couldn't shake off the feeling that they were being toyed with, like pawns in a game where humans held all the cards. "We appreciate your transparency so far," Yarrick began cautiously, trying to regain control of the conversation. "But I can't help but wonder what else lies beneath this facility's surface." Eliana's smile widened slightly as if she found his curiosity amusing rather than threatening. "Ah, Commander Zal," she said playfully, "you'll find that curiosity drives progress for us too." Before he could respond further, Wong interrupted with enthusiasm. "Why don't we show you something truly groundbreaking?" With a wave of his hand, Wong led them deeper into the facility until they reached an expansive chamber filled with complex machinery humming softly in unison. "This is our advanced manufacturing area," Wong explained proudly. "Here is where we take our extracted materials and transform them into new technologies, without waste." Yarrick watched in awe as automated systems worked seamlessly together to build components with precision that rivaled any Confederation factory he had ever seen. Yet beneath his admiration lay an unsettling awareness: if humans could achieve this level of sophistication in manufacturing alone, what else had they accomplished? "Is there anything else you'd like to show us?" Yarrick asked cautiously. Wong exchanged glances with Rodriguez before nodding slowly. "There is one more area I think you'll find particularly interesting, a demonstration of our defensive capabilities." As they followed Wong down another corridor lined with those deceptively simple panels, Yarrick felt an uneasy anticipation building within him. What kind of technology could possibly exist here that would warrant such secrecy? When they reached their destination, a large room filled with intricate control panels, Wong turned serious for the first time since their arrival. "What you're about to see is not something we typically showcase during tours," he said gravely. "But given your ship's capabilities and your interest in our technology, well, it feels appropriate." With that statement hanging heavily in the air, Wong initiated a sequence on one of the control panels before stepping back. Suddenly, shimmering energy barriers enveloped the room as if reality itself twisted around them, a demonstration of defensive technology so advanced it left Yarrick momentarily speechless. "This is just one aspect of our capabilities," Rodriguez added calmly while observing their reactions closely. "We've learned how to manipulate space itself, creating defenses without revealing our full potential." Yarrick struggled to process what he was witnessing. This wasn't just advanced technology, it was revolutionary innovation beyond anything he could have imagined. "We've only scratched the surface today," Eliana said softly as she regarded him intently. "But I assure you there is much more we can share if you're willing to engage openly." The invitation hung in the air like an unspoken challenge, one that promised both enlightenment and potential danger as Commander Yarrick contemplated how much further down this rabbit hole he dared venture into human ingenuity and its hidden depths. Hidden depths. The atmosphere in the lunar facility shifted as Commander Yarrick and his crew stood amidst the impressive technology that humanity had developed. The earlier excitement from their tour had morphed into a palpable tension, as Yarrick sensed that the humans were not revealing everything. The advanced mining units and manufacturing processes they showcased were remarkable, but it was clear that there was something deeper beneath the surface. "Commander," Lyra whispered, her voice barely audible above the hum of machinery. "I've been analyzing the energy signatures throughout the facility. There's a significant discrepancy between what we see being utilized and what's actually available." Yarrick nodded, his eyes scanning the room filled with automated systems. "I've noticed it too. They're hiding something substantial." As they moved deeper into the facility, Yarrick couldn't shake off the feeling that they were being watched, scrutinized even. The humans seemed to be too comfortable with their presence, too willing to share their technology without any apparent concern for security. It was unsettling. "Let's keep our guard up," he instructed his crew quietly. "We need to figure out what they're not telling us." Just then, Eliana rejoined them, her demeanor cheerful as she led them toward another section of the facility. "I hope you're enjoying the tour. There's so much more to see." "Indeed," Yarrick replied diplomatically, masking his growing suspicion with a polite smile. "Your technology is quite impressive." Eliana beamed at the compliment, but Yarrick could see a flicker of something else in her eyes, a hint of amusement or perhaps even challenge. "Next, I'd like to show you our energy management systems," she said, gesturing for them to follow. As they entered a large chamber filled with intricate machinery and glowing panels, Yarrick felt a surge of curiosity mixed with unease. The room was alive with activity, various systems were interconnected in ways that defied conventional understanding. "This is where we manage our energy resources," Eliana explained proudly. "We've developed a system that optimizes energy flow throughout the facility, ensuring maximum efficiency." Tuvok stepped closer to one of the panels, his tentacles twitching as he examined it. "How do you achieve such optimization? It seems complex." Eliana smiled knowingly. "It's all about understanding how different energy forms interact with one another. We've learned to manipulate these interactions to our advantage." Yarrick exchanged glances with Lyra and Tuvok. This was not just about mining or manufacturing, it was about something much more profound. "Could you elaborate on how you manipulate these interactions?" Lyra asked cautiously. Eliana hesitated for a moment before responding, her expression shifting slightly. "Well, it's a proprietary method we've developed over years of research and experimentation." "Proprietary?" Yarrick echoed, sensing an opportunity to probe further. "Does that mean it's classified?" "It's more about protecting our innovations," Eliana replied smoothly. "We believe in sharing knowledge but also in safeguarding our advancements from potential misuse." Yarrick felt a flicker of frustration. This wasn't just curiosity, it was an essential part of understanding their capabilities and intentions. "Commander," Lyra interjected quietly, "the energy readings are fluctuating again, much higher than what we're seeing here." "Let's move on," Yarrick said decisively, leading his crew away from the energy management room while keeping an eye on Eliana and her colleagues. As they walked through another corridor adorned with seemingly decorative panels, Yarrick couldn't shake off the feeling that these walls held secrets, hidden technologies that were cleverly disguised as mere aesthetics. "Do you ever wonder why there's so much empty space in your corridors?" Tuvok asked casually, trying to gauge their host's reactions. Eliana chuckled lightly. "It's all part of our design philosophy, functionality meets comfort. We believe in creating an environment that promotes creativity and collaboration." "Or perhaps it serves another purpose," Yarrick suggested pointedly. Eliana raised an eyebrow but maintained her composure. "What do you mean?" Yarrick leaned closer, lowering his voice. "You have advanced defensive technologies hidden within your facility, don't you? You're not just protecting your innovations, you're preparing for potential threats." The tension in the air thickened as Eliana regarded him carefully. Finally, she smiled, a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "It seems you're more perceptive than most," she admitted slowly. "But let's focus on what we can learn from each other rather than dwelling on defenses." Before Yarrick could respond further, they entered another expansive chamber filled with automated machines working tirelessly at various tasks. This time, however, there was an unmistakable aura of sophistication surrounding them. "What is this place?" Yarrick asked, his curiosity piqued. "This is our advanced research lab," Eliana explained proudly. "Here we develop new technologies and refine existing ones." As they walked through the lab, Yarrick observed scientists working diligently at their stations, holographic displays flickering with data and simulations. But amidst this bustling environment lay an unsettling reality: everything felt too controlled and calculated. "Is there anything specific you'd like to see?" Eliana asked innocently. Yarrick hesitated for a moment before responding. "I'd like to understand your research on energy manipulation further." Eliana exchanged glances with Marcus Wong before nodding slowly. "Very well. Let me show you one of our most promising projects." She led them deeper into the lab until they reached a secured area marked by biometric scanners and reinforced doors. As they entered, Yarrick felt a wave of anticipation wash over him. Inside was a massive machine unlike anything he had ever seen, a complex array of components humming softly as if alive with potential energy. "This is our quantum energy manipulator," Eliana announced dramatically. "It allows us to harness energy at levels previously thought impossible." Yarrick stepped closer, his heart racing as he examined the intricate machinery before him. It was beautiful and terrifying all at once, a testament to human ingenuity and ambition. "What are its capabilities?" he asked eagerly. "It can manipulate quantum states to create energy fields that can be used for various applications, defensive measures being one of them," Eliana replied matter-of-factly. Yarrick felt a chill run down his spine. This was precisely what he had feared, a technology capable of altering reality itself in ways he couldn't fully comprehend. "And how do you ensure its safety?" Tuvok interjected cautiously. "We've implemented rigorous safety protocols," Eliana assured them quickly. "But like any powerful technology, it requires responsible handling." Yarrick nodded slowly as he processed this information. Humanity had achieved something remarkable here, but at what cost? As they continued their discussion about the quantum energy manipulator, Yarrick couldn't shake off the feeling that they were standing on the precipice of something monumental, an understanding that could reshape their perceptions not only of humanity but also of themselves within the grand tapestry of existence. Just then, Lyra interrupted his thoughts with urgency in her voice. "Commander. The energy fluctuations are off the charts now." "What do you mean?" Yarrick asked sharply. "I'm detecting multiple energy signatures converging around us," she exclaimed. Before anyone could react further, alarms blared throughout the facility as red lights began flashing ominously overhead. "Stay close," Yarrick ordered as he instinctively positioned himself between his crew and whatever threat might be approaching. Eliana's expression shifted from confidence to concern as she glanced around frantically. "What's happening?" "We need to find out." Yarrick replied decisively while scanning their surroundings for potential exits or safe zones. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed through the corridor as several panels exploded outward, revealing armed security personnel rushing toward them with weapons drawn. "Get down!" Yarrick shouted instinctively as he pushed Lyra and Tuvok behind him while assessing their options for escape or defense against this unexpected turn of events. The humans had prepared for something, and whatever it was threatened not only their mission but also their very lives in this hidden labyrinth where innovation met danger head-on. The confrontation. The atmosphere in the lunar facility had shifted dramatically. What began as a tour filled with wonder and curiosity had quickly morphed into a tense standoff. Commander Yarrick found himself caught in a web of uncertainty, surrounded by advanced technology that was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The energy fluctuations that had surged through the facility were no longer just a concern, they had become a tangible threat. "Commander, we need to regroup," Lyra urged, her voice urgent as she scanned the room for potential escape routes. The alarms blared around them, red lights flashing ominously, casting an eerie glow on the faces of both humans and aliens. Yarrick nodded, his mind racing. We can't let them corner us. We need to find out what they're hiding and why they're so willing to demonstrate their technology. Colonel Rodriguez stepped forward, her demeanor calm despite the chaos unfolding around them. I assure you, we're not your enemies. This is merely a precaution. A precaution? Yarrick shot back incredulously. You've concealed advanced technologies from us and now you're activating defensive measures without explanation. How can we trust you? Rodriguez's expression remained steady, but there was a glimmer of something, perhaps respect or understanding, in her eyes. Trust is earned, Commander. We've learned that the hard way. Before Yarrick could respond, Wong interjected, let's not escalate this further. We're all here to learn from each other, right? Why don't we take a moment to discuss what's happening? Yarrick felt the tension in the air thicken as he considered Wong's suggestion. He glanced at Lyra and Tuvok, who were both visibly shaken but ready for anything. Fine, Yarrick said reluctantly, lowering his stance slightly. But I want answers, real answers. Wong nodded, gesturing for them to follow him deeper into the facility where they could talk away from prying eyes and ears. As they walked through the labyrinthine corridors, Yarrick couldn't shake off the feeling that they were being led into a trap. When they reached a secure conference room, Wong activated a privacy shield that enveloped them in a soft blue glow. The alarms outside faded slightly, though the tension remained palpable. Now, Wong began, his tone serious but measured, let's clear the air. We didn't intend for things to escalate like this. Then why did you? Yarrick pressed. You've shown us remarkable technology but kept your most advanced capabilities hidden. Why? Rodriguez crossed her arms defensively but maintained eye contact with Yarrick. We've had our share of encounters with other species, some friendly, some hostile. We learned that revealing everything right away can lead to misunderstandings or worse. Misunderstandings? Tuvok echoed incredulously. You've built an entire facility designed to protect secrets. What else are you hiding? Wong sighed, running a hand through his hair in frustration. Listen, we didn't want to come off as secretive or paranoid. We believed that by demonstrating our mining technology first, it would foster goodwill. Goodwill? Yarrick scoffed. You've put us in danger. If we hadn't been cautious, who knows what could have happened? Rodriguez leaned forward slightly, her expression softening. We understand your concerns. But you must realize that we're operating under different assumptions than you are. What do you mean? Yarrick asked. Your mission was to observe and acquire human technology, Rodriguez explained carefully. But our goal is to protect what we've built and ensure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Yarrick felt a flicker of understanding but remained skeptical. So what now? You expect us to just accept your terms? Wong shook his head slowly. No, what we want is cooperation. We believe there's potential for mutual benefit here if we can establish trust. And how do you propose we do that? Lyra asked, her voice steady despite the tension. Wong exchanged glances with Rodriguez before speaking again. We'd like to propose an exchange of knowledge, an opportunity for both sides to share what we've learned without fear of exploitation. Yarrick considered their proposal carefully. It was an intriguing offer but fraught with risks. What guarantees do we have that you won't withhold information again? He challenged. Rodriguez smiled faintly. We'll start by being completely transparent about our capabilities, and yes, that includes our defensive technologies. Yarrick raised an eyebrow skeptically but felt a glimmer of hope amidst his doubts. Fine, he said cautiously. But I want full access to your facilities and technology during this exchange. Wong nodded earnestly. That's fair, and I promise we'll be open about everything we show you. As they began discussing terms and conditions for their knowledge exchange, Yarrick felt a shift in dynamics. Perhaps this wasn't just about technology after all, it was about forging connections between two species that had much more in common than they initially realized. Suddenly, another alarm blared through the facility. A deep rumble reverberated beneath their feet as if something massive was shifting within the structure itself. "What now?" Tuvok exclaimed as he steadied himself against the table. Rodriguez's expression turned grave as she activated her communicator urgently. "We need to assess the situation immediately. It could be an external threat." Yarrick felt his heart race again. This was not what he had anticipated during their discussions about cooperation. "Let's move," he ordered decisively as they all rushed out of the conference room together. As they navigated through the corridors filled with flashing lights and rising tension, Yarrick couldn't shake off the feeling that this confrontation was far from over, and whatever lay ahead would test their newfound alliance in ways none of them could foresee. When they reached the main operations center, chaos reigned supreme. Technicians scrambled around control panels while security personnel took positions near exits. "What's happening?" Yarrick demanded as he approached one of the technicians frantically typing commands into a console. "We're detecting multiple unidentified vessels approaching," she replied breathlessly. "They're not responding to hails." Yarrick exchanged worried glances with Lyra and Tuvok. This was precisely what they had feared, an external threat targeting humanity's hidden advancements. "Colonel," Yarrick said urgently as he turned toward Rodriguez, "we need to prepare for potential conflict." Rodriguez nodded firmly as she rallied her security team into action while Wong began coordinating defensive measures at nearby consoles. "We'll protect our home," Rodriguez declared resolutely as she prepared her team for whatever might come next. As alarms blared louder and energy levels surged throughout the facility once more, a powerful reminder of both danger and opportunity, Commander Yarrick steeled himself for what lay ahead, an impending confrontation where alliances would be tested against forces neither side had anticipated. A new understanding. The shimmering phase effect began to dissipate, and Commander Yarrick felt solid ground beneath his feet once more. He blinked rapidly, adjusting to the sudden return to normalcy. The room was still filled with the hum of machinery, but the tension that had previously gripped him was beginning to fade, if only slightly. Dr. Chen stood before them, her expression a blend of sincerity and resolve. "I apologize for the abrupt demonstration, Commander," she said, her voice calm yet firm. "We had hoped for a diplomatic exchange without misunderstandings, but we've learned from experience that caution is necessary." Yarrick took a deep breath, processing the implications of what had just occurred. "You could have killed us," he replied, his voice steady despite the adrenaline still coursing through him. Rodriguez interjected, "That was never our intention. We wanted to show you that we're capable of defending ourselves without resorting to violence. We believe in solutions that allow us to coexist rather than dominate." Yarrick's mind raced as he considered their words. The humans had demonstrated remarkable ingenuity, not just in their technology but in their approach to conflict resolution. They had managed to render him and his crew temporarily incorporeal without causing harm, showcasing a level of sophistication he hadn't anticipated. "Your methods are unconventional," Yarrick admitted slowly, glancing at Lyra and Tuvok, who appeared equally astonished. "Unconventional is often the path to innovation," Wong chimed in with a hint of pride. "We've learned that brute force isn't always the answer. Sometimes, understanding the underlying principles, whether it's energy manipulation or material properties, leads to better solutions." Yarrick nodded thoughtfully, realizing that this encounter was shifting his perspective on humanity. They were not merely a primitive species fumbling through technological advancements, they were innovators who had found ways to solve problems creatively. "Let's start over," Yarrick proposed, his tone more conciliatory now. "We came here with the intent to learn from you, and perhaps share what we know in return." Dr. Chen smiled warmly, her demeanor softening further. "I think that's a wise approach, Commander. We're eager to share our knowledge and learn from you as well." As they settled back into a more constructive dialogue, Yarrick felt a sense of hope rising within him. This could be the beginning of something significant, an alliance built on mutual respect and shared knowledge rather than fear and suspicion. "Let's discuss your energy manipulation technology," Yarrick suggested, eager to delve deeper into their innovations. "Of course," Dr. Chen replied enthusiastically. "But first, I'd like to show you how we've integrated our defensive systems into our daily operations. It's essential for us to ensure that you understand our capabilities fully." As they moved through the facility again, Yarrick observed how seamlessly the various technologies interacted with one another, the mining units working in harmony with manufacturing systems while defensive measures remained discreetly integrated into their design. "This is impressive," he remarked genuinely as they approached a control panel displaying real-time data on energy consumption and output. "Thank you," Wang said with a nod. "Our goal has always been efficiency and sustainability. We believe that technology should enhance life rather than complicate it." As they continued their tour, Yarrick couldn't help but feel a growing sense of admiration for the humans' approach to technology and innovation. They were not just building machines, they were creating systems that worked in concert with their environment and each other. After an hour of discussion and exploration, they returned to the conference room where Yarrick had initially felt so much tension. "I believe we have much to offer one another," Yarrick stated confidently as he looked around at his crew and their human counterparts. "Our knowledge of resource extraction could complement your innovations in energy manipulation." Rodriguez nodded thoughtfully. "And we could benefit from your understanding of advanced propulsion systems and interstellar travel." The conversation flowed naturally as they began outlining potential areas for collaboration, sharing insights on technology while respecting each other's boundaries and intellectual property. As they discussed various projects and ideas, Yarrick felt a sense of camaraderie building between them, a connection forged through shared curiosity and ambition rather than hostility or fear. Hours passed as they delved deeper into discussions about future possibilities when Lyra suddenly interjected with excitement in her voice, "Commander, I've been analyzing the data we collected earlier on your mining operations. If we combine your methods with our technologies..." Her voice trailed off as she began scribbling calculations on a nearby digital pad. "What is it?" Yarrick asked eagerly. "I believe we could enhance your mining efficiency even further," Lyra exclaimed, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. "By integrating our quantum phase technology into your machines, we could significantly reduce energy consumption while increasing output." Wang's eyes widened in realization as he exchanged glances with Dr. Chen. "That could revolutionize our operations. Imagine what we could achieve together." Yarrick felt exhilarated by the prospect. This was precisely what he had hoped for, a genuine partnership where both sides could learn from each other's strengths. As discussions continued late into the evening, Yarrick reflected on how far they had come since their initial encounter with humanity's hidden depths. What had started as an exploration for technological acquisition had transformed into something far more profound, a collaboration built on trust and shared aspirations. When it was finally time for them to depart from the lunar facility, Yarrick felt a sense of optimism he hadn't anticipated when they first arrived. "Thank you for your hospitality," he said sincerely as he prepared to board the Elysium once more alongside his crew. Dr. Chen smiled warmly at him. "And thank you for being open-minded enough to see beyond initial appearances." As they ascended back into space aboard their ship, Yarrick couldn't help but feel that this was just the beginning of an extraordinary journey, one where both humans and aliens would face challenges together while exploring new frontiers of innovation and understanding. In that moment of reflection amidst the stars, he realized that sometimes it takes stepping into the unknown, and confronting one's deepest fears, to uncover opportunities for growth and connection that can change everything forever.